Hey guys, worrisome mother letting her son go out with those weird boys from school for fear of son getting into rampant drug and alcohol use and turn his life into the same thing as his father here with another video. On today's exciting episode of how to use loneliness as a means to teach magic, we're going to be going over a doozy of a trick. This trick is using a principle from the 1960s. And even though it's technically not a self-working trick, it allows you to focus on how you want to present the trick as opposed to the technique or whatever. Knowing my viewer demographics, you would probably enjoy the video more if it was one of these. But for this video, you're just gonna have to deal with it. So without any further interruptions, let's just jump into it. Let's just jump into it. Let's just jump into it. Jump into it. Let's just jump into it. Jump into it. Let's just jump. Let's just jump into it. Hey there. Hey there. So for this trick in particular, you're gonna need your trusty deck of playing cards that I hope you haven't taken out to a social gathering along with some sponge balls and a Sonata gimmick. Loser. But you take out the cards and you give them a little mix. Also, you're going to need a performing surface. Here, I have the back of a Shih Tzu that I've specifically made into a chair. However, you are going to need to have a little bit of a higher surface here. So we're going to use this large teddy bear's back. If you don't have a large teddy bear to perform on, I suggest a hairy lesbian. Those always work out tremendously well. So here, you're going to use the spectator to help you out with the shuffling process. As a matter of fact, we don't need to use all the cards here. This trick just uses a small amount of cards. So the spectator can mix these up. If you want, you can give them little packets of cards for them to shuffle to make it more manageable, because sometimes spectators have a hard time mixing the cards. Maybe I should have picked a deck that was better and more contrasting to the surface of the teddy bear. But alas, it's too late now. Too late to apologize. So both of these packets are mixed, and the spectator's left with two small packets on the table, of which then you give him the instruction. You could use the rest of the deck, the talon as some call it, to give the instruction here to the spectator. But in a moment, you're going to turn around and you want them to cut whichever packet they want at random. So you want them to pick up any one of these packets and just cut it anywhere they want. They're to remember the card they cut to and place it back on top of the pile they didn't cut from. So in this case, let's say the spectator happened to pick this pile. They could give it a little bit of a mixeroony. They cut the cards and they come across the 7 of hearts. They then place this on top of here, place the remaining cards on top, and there's no way that not only you can know where that card is, but what that card is. But alas, you are a magician, and that is your job. To find playing cards. What a tremendous world you've made for yourself. But here you could give the deck a little bit of a shuffle, so the cards are going to actually tell you what card they picked. In this case, we're going to use the jacks. So I don't know if you know this, but a jack actually represents 11 because 10, then jack, queen, king. So jack is 11. So we're going to count 11 cards here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Sir, for the first time, what was your card? And the spectator is going to say the 7 of hearts. And you go the 6 of clubs. Oh, maybe it's one more. That's not it. You said 7 of hearts. Well, there's even a double backer here. That's interesting. I don't see a 7 of hearts here anywhere, sir. Are you trying to pull my leg? Are you sure you picked the 7 of hearts? Because I don't see the 7 here. As a matter of fact, I see nothing but a 7. I don't see any 7s here at all, sir. Wait a minute. You don't think it's the card we know? And it is. It is definitely that card. And that's the trick. And then when the spectator's surprised, at that point, you could shake their hand and tell them, hey, you'll make it. Not anymore. Oh, hey there. Sorry you had to see that. I was just venting out my anger because I'm sick and tired of people having an inadequate view of magic. And you know what? I feel like you are sick and tired of knowing the same sleights and moves. If there was only a conglomerate place where you could learn moves, tricks, theory, and sleights. Oh, wait, there is the Pigcake Magic Academy. Every week you get 2 videos going over card and now coin moves that'll get you from someone that doesn't know anything to someone that knows everything, to someone that knows a lot. Enough, to someone that knows enough. And that they happen to be the sponsor of this video, because apparently you can't get sponsors when you're all crazy and do magic. So check out the academy, or even the projects, or even the merch at pigcake.me, your gateway drug to magic. Oh, hey there, guys. I bet you wondered how that trick worked, right? Well, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you exactly how that trick worked. That was a prank. That wasn't me. That was the bear. The bear, you fucking so here we're actually going to be using a principle from the 1960s, specifically 1967. Gene Fennell came up with a principle known as the free cut principle. It's a wonderful little thing, and we're using only a small portion of that in today's particular trick. But this principle is the idea that if you split 2 packets evenly, so let's assume that both of these packets are split down the middle and there's 26 and 26 cards. If you have the spectator cut any sort of packet they want, and they, let's say here's the 10 of diamonds, they replace this on top, then they replace these cards on top of that. That's gonna put that card exactly at 26. That's the bit of a principle here. Usually this is done with 4 packets. On today's particular video, we're doing it with 2 packets and 16 cards. 16 happens to work really well for this particular thing. It's not a lot of cards, but not a few cards, so it works well as a number for this trick. So the problem is that you're going to need to get 16 cards from the beginning, and you don't want to count it because then it seems like a counting trick, and like the number of cards matters, and you don't want the number of cards to matter. Card numbers don't matter. Card matter lives. Card number lives don't matter. So for this, you're going to need a little bit of a simple setup. You're going to count 16 cards into your hand. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And you're going to take the next card and turn it face up. That's it. So that way, that card acts as a little bit of a marker. So when you spread these cards and go, oh, whoops, there's a card that's face up. My mistake, my bad. You could turn this card face down, and when you regather the deck, you have a break. You could get a break underneath the you see what that does? It's a little bit of an indicator. So that's a hot little tip to get 16 cards without having to count. So now what you do, you take out the deck of cards from the respected case and receptacle that they came from. You could give an overhand shuffle to the cards as long as the cards are face up and doesn't interrupt your little setup here in the back. And now you're going to spread the cards and notice the ace of hearts. The right way to do this is to shuffle the cards and spread the ace of hearts, not really say anything, turn it face down and continue with the trick. The wrong way to do it was what I did earlier. You don't want to do that. That was a joke. You don't want to call attention to it and go, oh man, chutzpah. The ace of hearts is face up. You see that? Can everyone see that? I'm going to have to turn it face down in order to continue with the rest of this trick. And then you do the move. You don't want to do that. So that is the little bit of a key card thing. But ultimately now you have 16 cards in your right hand. So if you get a break, you don't even need to take a break. You can just hold these cards. And that's it. So now you shuffle these cards and you're going to give a little bit of a packet to the spectator for them to shuffle. However, you're not going to give them an arbitrary amount of cards. You're going to give them exactly 8 cards because half of 16 is 8 if you have a little bit of knowledge, and hopefully you guys do. But you're going to give them 8 cards. But you're not just going to give them and count 8 cards. You're going to say, oh, I want you to help me shuffle the cards, sir. But I know shuffling is very difficult, so why don't we do it a couple cards at a time? So go ahead, mix that up. And if you want, you could even do 2 cards that you hand him. And you go ahead and mix those up, sir. I think you've upgraded. Why don't you shuffle those cards? And then ultimately, you're going to get to 8 cards. So you're going to hand them 8 cards, and they're going to shuffle this packet of 8. Now, if you want, you can have them shuffle this packet, but that is up to you and the condition of your playing cards. Usually spectators, in my experience, they have the Dorito residue on their hands. So if they shuffle cards, they're going to transfer that onto your fairly reasonably priced cards. These are fairly reasonably priced, but they're still going to transfer them onto your cards, and then that's going to be an issue. But ultimately, now you have 2 packets of 8 cards in front of the table, and you're going to give the spectator the instruction for them to pick up any deck they want and mix it up. So they can pick any one they want and mix it up, and when they want, or when they're done, they lift up any amount of cards they want. Emphasis on any amount of cards they want, because that's going to muddle their memory of this particular effect later on, and just seems more fair later on, even though you're going to see that their card is going to be placed exactly 8th from the top of the deck. So here they cut the cards wherever they want. They look at this card and remember it. In this case, it is the 2 of hearts with the word new written on it. But ultimately, you tell them to remember this card and to even show it to someone else so they don't forget it. Because oftentimes they're going to look at this card and somehow get into some sort of state where they look at it, but they don't remember it because they're not knowledgeable enough to remember a playing card for more than 2 minutes. Fuck goldfish. But then you instruct them to take this packet and drop it on top of the cards on the table, and then grab the remaining cards and drop that on top of the table. So if you noticed, that seems like a little random procedure. They cut to wherever they wanted, they drop that, and then they drop the remainder. However, their card is exactly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 8th from it's the 8th one. So now all you need to do is get 4 cards and get 3 cards and get rid of them. And their card's going to be on top of the deck. The reason for that is because you're going to, that's 7. See, 4 and then plus 3 is 7. So if you move these cards to the bottom, guess what? Their card's going to be on top. But if you move it to the bottom, people are going to laugh at you. So what you do is that you're going to do it in an overhand shuffle style. So here, you're just going to take 4 cards from the top and put it on the bottom. And next, you're going to take 3 cards from the top and put it on the bottom. And that's your little bit of a shuffle. But that places their card on top of the deck, son. Man, you guys really get the good stuff, man. Oh boy, that doesn't happen in the other channels, right? All the other magic channels. You don't get sort of magic like that. You get more like, hey guys, here's something. Here's something. And here, all you need to do next is a double lift. So remember, their card is on top. You're going to do a little bit of a double lift here and show whichever card is next, and refer to the number here. So in this case, Jack is 11. So you're going to say that we're going to deal down 11 cards. And you see what I did there? I just turned the double over and I'm placing this card on the table. And that gets out of sight, out of mind, as they say. And now I'm going to deal 11 cards. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Played up, and they're gonna say, that's not my card, sir. And you go, what? Huh? That's that doesn't work that way, sir. That is your card. And you could get this whole back and forth and get into an argument, and then the girlfriend or boyfriend mom comes in, and then the mom starts arguing with you, and then ultimately you go, wait a second, what was your card? And they're gonna name the 2 of hearts, and you could show the packet to be free of any 2 of hearts. There isn't any 2 of hearts in the packet, sir. You're a liar. You picked a 2 and there isn't a 2. That's crazy. Wait a second. You don't think that it could be, and of course, this is the last card they could possibly think it's their card, but it is. It's the 2 of hearts, and you've come to a conclusion. Now, that's just one way of presenting with this particular free cut principle, but once their card is on top, you could take it in whatever direction you want. I just like this little bit of, we're going to use that card as to find the other one. So this one is the indicator card. In this case, we'll deal down 6 cards. Of course, really, that's their card, and it's a nice little bit of a twist. But ultimately, you have a good trick, good solid trick that you could show to the family for the holidays. There's like a substance on this. You see that? There's like a substance, like a brown substance that I guess was the Shih Tzu that I used to make this chair. I guess the Shih Tzu itself So that's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys for watching my stuff. Thank you guys for sticking around. And it's residue from the chair. Thank you guys. I'm going to go figure out different ways to watch you.
See you again when I see you again. 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 When I see you again.